All right, what's up, fam? It's May 8th, 12:26 a.m. And so I'm recording for May 7th, right? So it's deep into the night. I deadass almost forgot to do lead code today. But I feel like I have a good excuse. Today I did my interview with Hex Trust for Sales and Trading, and that went very well, to be honest. I spoke with Charmaine Tam, which is the new head of OTC at Hex Trust, and she basically told me the interview went really well, and she told me that she wanted me on board to first deal with regular OTC stuff, but the secondary part, or I think in her words, like the main responsibility, to be honest, would be to reboot the market making business that they acquired by trading. Like all the infrastructure is there, all the code is there, but like nobody's working on it because the guy who was working on it left for some reason. I might have a clue as to why, but like that's just proprietary information. But yeah, I feel overall the interview went well, and I think I'm going to receive feedback soon. I don't know what the rest of the process looks like. I asked her, and then she told me I might meet a few more people on the team. I might speak to the CEO, but honestly, like she's already my boss. She's the person who I'm gonna report to. So if she greenlights me, I think nobody else is gonna say anything. I don't exactly know when I'm gonna get that feedback, but fingers crossed. And that being said, I have two other interviews on Friday, so 2 days from now. So I'm prepping hard for those. The one I got is for a quant intern role at Amber Group. You guys will know if you're into crypto. Like um, it's a pretty like Asian firm, pretty China focused. Yeah, so a lot of their trading team is in Shenzhen. And then I spoke to an OTC trader today at who works at Amber called Anthony, and he told me in Hong Kong there are only two traders for OTC, right? And then for the quant team, I know that a lot of them are very young and a lot of them are doing the market making stuff. So essentially they already have the market making business in place. And then Hex Trust is trying to do that exactly, right? So yeah, and then another interview that I have is the interview with Pausley Capital. I don't think they're quant, to be honest. I don't think they do any trading at all. Like it looks from their from their website, it looks like they do like advisory stuff, right? You see, AM advisory and incubation, so like venture stuff. This is VC. This would be, I don't know what this is, honestly. And then asset management is just everything included, I'm assuming. So yeah, I don't really know. I'm interviewing for a quantitative developer role, which I'm more like um more nervous about because I my expertise doesn't lie there. And the AM quant intern role, I am also pretty nervous about because I looked at Glassdoor, right? And I looked at the interview questions that they ask. And then if you look at market making, right, this one. Um, Firstly, this guy didn't get no offer. And this guy interviewed in December 31st, right? And then the HR that I'm interviewing with joined the company in November 2024. So I'm assuming the person that this person, like the person that they met, the person who wrote this review met would be the person that is interviewing me because I think it's the same role, market making quant, but me, I'm doing an internship and he is, I'm assuming, doing a full-time role. But ultimately, I want to be converted to a full-time. If I can, I want a full-time role as well. So, yeah, I applied online, interviewed at Amber Group. So, like the dots are just connecting. So I will prep for this, right? HR phone interview, basic programming questions, right? And these things I have to know. Benefits of multi-processing and multi-threading, right? Multi-threading is more input output stuff. So if your program waits for a lot of things, you want multi-threading. And multiprocessing is essentially splitting a program into like different programs that runs on different cores. So they share different memory spaces. Multi-threading, you share a single memory space, right? And mutability benefits, I don't exactly know, so I need to get on it. Mutability means the object can be changed in terms of size or in terms of the elements within. So some mutable data structures would be like vectors, which is a resizable array. It would be like heaps. And then immutable means opposite. You can't change. So arrays would be a data structure that is immutable, a tuple, right? Very classical examples. Um, like arrays, you have to define the size at compile time, and in runtime, you just cannot change anything with it with the size, right? Um, do you have any experience in databases? Yes, I do. I self-hosted a time series database called Timescale DB to collect tick level data. And I hosted this using Docker. So everything is containerized. Um, yeah. And then do you have any experience in Python? Yes, I do. The the transformer factor investing project that I did was completely done in Python. And the thing that I was responsible for within that project was data manipulation and collection. So what I did was I downloaded data from Bloomberg, and I first removed all the NA values and interpolated all the missing values linearly. And then I created some novel factors such as 2 year minus 10-year treasury yield, gold to silver ratio, etc. And then what I did was I normalized the data. Um, yeah, and all of this was done using NumPy and Pandas. So I would say I have pretty good experience with those two libraries as well. Yeah, so these are just things I need to prep for, right? It's the first thing. This is another question that I saw. Questions on market making and how do you price a new token. In terms of that, I found a link, which is on Binance, which is on Binance. How to calculate the token price before listing, but like obviously I need a VPN, but this would be something that I need to look into, right? So that I can talk about it. Wait, let me write this down actually. Right, so these questions I have to prep for first, and then the question just now as well. This one. Right, so as you can see, like the interview today was like pretty easy, I would say. I just talked about some basic stuff. She talked about what she expects from me. Like I talked about my projects. I talked about um like my experience, etc. Like she asked me if my project does any forecasting of price of tokens. She asked me if I have any experience in derivatives. Like I have experience in perps, but I don't have experience in options. I only know the theoretical pricing of options, like Black-Scholes models from my master's program, but I don't actually know how to, like any practical experience I don't have, right? Um, yep. Um, let's just check if there are any other interesting questions. Okay, so pretty standard stuff. That's quantitative analyst. So I assume it's something project experience, technical experience, QR. I'm not okay. Explain the BS model. I can't do that. So that is something that I would have to brush up on. Okay, yeah. I guess explain the BS model as well is something that I would prep for. Yeah, anyways, let's just get this leak code over with. I just want to get it over with and sleep because I have class at 7 tomorrow. So yeah. So yes. Put my phone in sleep mode. My alarm has to be changed to 7 because I like waking up at 7 instead of 7:30. It gives me more time to prepare. Right. Weather, a daily temperature, the daily temperature that I fucked up yesterday. Right, it's something of a stack. So I would go stack, and it's a stack of integers, right? And then while res is not empty, and res dot top is smaller than what? Is smaller than whatever I that I'm looking at, right? So this is a for loop, I believe. For in I equals to 0, I is smaller than temperatures dot size plus I. While this is happening, um, wait, and then if it is empty, then I'll just push it, right? I'll push what exactly? I'll push I, right? And then if it's not, so I equals to 1 now, and then res dot top, this should be temperatures, res dot top, which is 0, is smaller than the temperatures I, then what I would do is temperature, I would do, so I have to create a native vector called res, right? Let's not use output, let's use output, right? And then output, let me get res.top will be equals to I minus res.top, I believe, right? And then I will pop it. So pop it, and then now it's empty. So I will push I equals to 1 into the stack. And then now I temperatures res.top is I equals to
is 1, right? So 74, and then I will be 2, and it's still bigger, right? I is bigger, therefore I'll put res dot top, which is 1, will be equals to 2 minus 1, and then I pop it. Boom, pop. And I'll push I equals to 2 in. Now I equals to 3 is not bigger. Therefore, I'll skip this. So I just push this. 4, right? 5, and then now 6. Mhm. Remember. Number 6. So res top is smaller than temperature 6. So output 5 equals to 6 minus 5, which is 1, right? So this has to be right. Mhm. It'll be 6 minus 5, and then I'll pop it, and this would be 4, right? 6 minus 4, which would be 2, right? And then I'll push it. And then, yep, I think that makes sense. And then I'll return output. Hopefully it's correct. Right? Yeah, this is not my own solution. I just remembered from yesterday, right? So, yeah, I'll do another one. I'll just do an easy one. I'll just do an easy one. Let's do an easy one. Let's do Roman to integer. I don't know how I've never done that yet. Mm. Okay, so there are three of these things, right? This would be a 90, 94, right? M is 1000, and then CM would be 994. Okay, so how would I be reading that exactly? So I'll check if the current pointer is these, right? I will check the next one. And if it's these, then I'll move the pointer up one and then I'll go next, right? It's okay, it's the same thing. Okay, yeah. So an ordered map. So I'm thinking of using a map, right? And I'll map the characters, which is so it's a char and the value would be int. right? Map, and then I'll go like map uh I equals to 1, right? Something like that. Oh shit. That's not what I tried to do. The fuck? B X L C D and M, right? 5 and 50, 100, 500, 1000, right? Okay, so this is the math that I have. And then what I want to do is for um character C in string, and then I need a result to actually store the result, right? Right. And then for C and S, if C, no, I shouldn't do this because I need a pointer, right? Is smaller than string dot length, plus plus I, right? If Si equals to I, and the next one is, can you place before blah, 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 blah. Okay, the simple thing would be like res plus equals to map of string of I, right? But then I have to create some logic checks within, because if I just add them, then I'm not accounting for the subtraction, right? So let's say the first one is M, and then I add 1000, right? And then the next one is C. Oh, if it's C, it could be subtracting, right? Therefore, I need to account for this. If the next one is these two, then right. Okay, so if equals to I and I plus 1 is equals to V or X, right? And then I need to put this in this, and then this would be like heap overflow if it's the last, right? Let's say if it's the last, S plus I doesn't make any sense. So I can do -1. How would that work? If SI, okay, so the last case would be like if I equals to, so this happened, then res will plus equals to SI plus 1 minus SI, right? And then plus I, right? And then if it's equals to X, and the next one is this and this, same thing, right? So C, D, M, this, else, then we'll plus, right? Okay, and then I iterate. Say this, right? I start at here. Mm, I'm at C. Next one is M. I plus plus I, and L plus I. So I start here. It's X, and then plus I, and then plus I. So I start here. I. Next one, so I plus I, and then O plus I. So it'll end, right? And then I'll return result. See if it's right. No. Output 147. Oh, not S. Bruh. It's Matt. No, this is wrong. This is wrong. This is wrong. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. If the string
this. That's what I'm supposed to be doing. Hmm. Okay, great. Beautiful. Right. Oh, I did it. So wait. Yeah, that's pretty simple. That's pretty damn simple, actually. Yeah, it's a great, great solution. Yep. Okay, well, I'm gonna sleep. Oh my God, it's 1 a.m. Okay, peace. See you tomorrow. Gotta prep hard, gotta work hard, gotta get a job. Getting a job is difficult, but not impossible, guys. All right, peace.